The year 2002 was a year of a lot of different things already in motion. We were already moved on to the 6th generation of video games, the PS2, the GameCube, and the Xbox. Yeah, the big machines. However, the PS1 kept having game releases come out even at that point. We saw stuff like Digimon World 3, which I loved this game as a kid, but this game is average as an adult. Stuff like Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. We saw stuff like My Disney Kitchen, I'm sure everyone remembers this game. And you got games like Largo Winch here, which this game is literally at any game store you ever go to. Every time I go out, I see this game on the shelf, and I'm like, dude, what is this? And it just looks generic as hell. I bought this game several months ago for like $3 to $5, and I was definitely wanting to play this and talk about it someday, and the time finally came. I was like, you know, dust has collected enough on this game, let's pop it in and see what it's all about. Sit back, relax, let's talk about Largo Winch, Commando SAR for the original PlayStation. Largo Winch, Commando SAR, came out in the year 2002 only for the original PlayStation. It was developed by Rebellion and published by Ubisoft. Rebellion is just kind of one of those blah developers in my opinion. Any game I've ever played by them, I've just thought it was either average or it sucked. But games on the PS1 that they did make the Rainbow Six port for the PS1, Delta Force Urban Warfare, and even Gunfighter: The Legend of Jesse James, which is a cool little rail shooter. Largo Winch is a comic book series from back in the 70s, which it was a novel series too at one point. I've never even heard of this series before my entire life. This is the first time I ever have. The plot is really nothing striking, but you play as this guy named Largo Winch. Oh, go figure. And you see these crappy FMV cutscenes happening. What happens is your employee, Tanya, this girl, she gets captured by these guys named SAR, South American Redemption. Your objective is to save her from these bad terrorist guys. What an incredible story. Look at these FMVs though. Jesus, man, they're like 5 frames per second.
The shocking scene before you is that of the appalling situation that has developed at the opening of the W Chemical Factory here in Venezuela.
Stellar voice acting. When you start the game up, you can start playing the game, or you can do a training mission if you want to learn how this game plays. And I definitely would recommend trying that just to see what you gotta do. If not, then just dive right into it. Largo Winch is an action stealth game, and how it controls is it's got tank controls for 2002. You can use the D-pad to move, or you can use the left stick as well if you want. X is your action button. You can punch and shoot and do other actions like getting items. Square is your block button. You can use this when you're in combat. Circle is to kick, triangle is to jump, R1 is to crouch and sneak around, L1 is to quick turn, L2 is your camera control and it's very shitty, R2 is to run, and select will pull out your HUD. This game is very linear and it's a mission-based game. You'll be talking to your comrades with these text boxes that come across the screen at the beginning of the mission. They'll give you some info on what you need to do, and you just go do what they tell you to do. As you're moving around through these levels, you'll actually notice there's not really a map for this game at all. The closest thing to your map is your brainwave meter thing. It's an item you can use. It'll just kind of show you where enemies are. They're highlighted green. That means you're in the good, and you get it. If you played a stealth game before, you know all about that. Your HUD will tell you everything you need when you're in the select menu. You got your key items on the left. Sometimes you'll have some, sometimes you won't. And the bottom left is your health. The right side shows your equipable weapons and stuff, and there's not much in this game. You've got your fists, and then you've got that brainwave thing I was telling you about, and you get guns at some points of the game. You actually have to swap between the brainwave thing and your hand. You can't attack when you're holding that. Why do I equip my fists? Aren't they already equipped? I mean, damn man, they did not think that through. There's about 6 or 7 missions in this game. It's a very short playthrough, and how long it takes to finish it all depends on your patience of how good you are at these kind of games, and I'll get into that in a little bit in more detail. Your missions are primarily based on sneaking around undetected. You do that a lot in the second mission, and the second mission is about 30% of the game. It is freaking long. Missions also revolve around grabbing random stuff on desks like documents or key cards, Or disarming bombs, you'll do that sometimes. Every time you enter on an elevator, which you do often, it kind of serves as a checkpoint, even though the game doesn't tell you. You'll just know because, like me, I died a lot in this game, and every time I respawned, it was always at the elevator I was at last. Of course, when you die, you just go back to your last checkpoint, aka the elevator, and you have infinite continues in this game. You can save the game, but you have to beat the level first, so once you beat the level, then you can save, and you can come back later if you have to stop playing. That's about really it all for this game. I mean, there's not much more to the gameplay than what I've already told you, but I have a lot of things we gotta talk about because there's not nice things to say. So for one, this game is very slow, as you have already seen in the footage. You move really slow. It's such a boring freaking slowness here going on. Turning around takes forever, moving around takes forever, and because the second mission being about 1/3 of the game, you have to do a lot of stealth. You're pretty much just sneaking around, going slow the entire time. You die, you do it all over again. You have to be very slow at everything. You can run sometimes without being detected and just fight, but for some missions you have to be quiet. Combat is incredibly basic. You just punch and kick. There's no combos, which is fine and all, but it just feels brainless. The hit detection doesn't make sense because you just kind of flail and you'll sometimes hit and sometimes you won't, and there's just no point in blocking. You just button mash. You can stealth attack in this game with square, but you literally need to be right on the enemy. If you're not, well, you're gonna fail the mission because you got detected. There's no pickups in this game. There's no health, no ammo, nothing. You just get key items and that's it. But if you do die, you get all your health back and go back to your last checkpoint. We gotta talk about the second mission in this game, because everyone's gonna get to this point and this is where really you're either gonna hate this game or just not like this game. It's one of the two. It's so long, it's very repetitive. You go back in between the top floor you have to keep going to on the elevator, back to the bottom floor, and every time you get documents, you gotta take them back to a copy machine, then you gotta go back and put the documents back. It's just so freaking repetitive, and this is just bare bones, lazy design for a level. The music gets stuck all the time, especially when you encounter enemies. They have their own music that pops up. I know PS1 games do this sometimes, but I just wanted to mention that this game does it all the freaking time. In Mission 2, you also have this laser room. This laser room sucks. So it's one of those things where you have to wait for the red lines to kind of disappear and then it'll come back. You gotta get past it before it comes back. Well, this game wants to be a cinematic platformer, I guess, with your controls, and it's so sensitive. It's very hard to do. It sounds easy, but I dare you. You try playing this section. It's a piece of shit. My last big gripe with this game is all the enemies are exactly the same in this game. Some have guns, sometimes they don't. They all say the same things, they all look the same, and there's no boss fights. I mean, not a single one. So yeah, you finish the game on the last mission, you just catch the bitch, and end of the game. That's it. Gotta love it. As you already know, Largo Winch for the original PlayStation is definitely not worth your time to check out. It's just a really lousy game. There's so many games that already do what this game wants to do. So much better. Hell, it makes games like Fade to Black look like Game of the Year. This game is about as dull, simple, and vanilla as it could possibly get. The plot's no good, the gameplay's very slow, there's nothing really unique about it, and you're gonna really just have trial and error all the time for some of these levels because they don't really tell you where to go, there's no map, and when you fail, well, then you're like, oh crap, I gotta do all that again. Even though you're going down a hallway, it can feel like 5 minutes to go through it. No joke, I think Rebellion probably made this game in 2 to 3 weeks, because I just can't see it really taking longer than that. There's just not much here and nothing at all worth seeing. My only positive thing to say about this game is the graphics and music, I mean, they're fine. They get the job done for 2002, but other than that, this game, there's no reason to play it. I mean, the biggest thing about this game is, why was this game even made? In 2002, we already moved on to the PlayStation 2, even though there were some games coming out still, but if you know this game's gonna suck, why are you spending all this time and money making it? It's just stupid. I don't understand what the point of Ubisoft doing this was, but oh well, here it is, it exists. I'd definitely go as far as to say it's one of the worst games on this console. Maybe not Shrek Treasure Hunt bad, but definitely a step above that, so definitely don't play this one. This game is stuck only on the original PlayStation, obviously, and if you want to own this game, it's only like a $5 game complete in box. I mean, the only real reason to own this is if you're going to review this game like I did, or if you want to play a really bad game and just admire it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video all the way through. You got anything to say? Leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear what you got and what you think about this very stale, boring game. Until next time, thanks for watching. Y'all take it easy.